somebody wants to move only parts of the application, server and database, and they want high level of security for database. Okay. So, and they want to connect to the rest of the infrastructure that is still hosted on premise using the virtual private network. Let us see how AWS can help them. Okay. A app and database can be hosted in their own subnet where an extra layer of security called as network access control list can protect them. That means, we'll go over it in diagram. You can't even access database from anywhere else except from within a subnet that is designated by you. That is how secure you can be. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is within its own network, and you can't reach the network unless you are in some other network.
Okay.
Which is there, and only from that particular network you are able to access it. Okay, if you want very high level of security for your data, that is where the knuckles come in. Okay, so it is not very less use future. Nowadays, people are insisting that they know this knuckles, and it's also very tough to implement. I got 70% of it working. I hope to make it work 30% by the time when the subject comes up for the discussion. Then I get to it. The database server, which can contain a sensitive data, can be accessed only from the app server. Okay? From the app server. Let us look at it. Is this, sorry, is this diagram there? Sorry. Is this diagram clear? Hello?
JE.
This one. Yeah. So just to get it, what we are doing is we are hosting a private subnet. Okay, we'll go over what a subnet is, what is this, and treat it as a very isolated network. Okay, and you know the database is hosted in the network, and you can reach this database network itself from within a private subnet, which is the Java EE server. Okay, and then there is an NAT gateway here. Okay, you understand, right, Shankar? Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a JVA web shop demo. Okay, now implementing a highly available system. What are the requirements? Now, I am so paranoid that my data center might go down. But I still want my traffic to be there. Okay? Highly available system. Understood the requirements, Shankar and Abhi? Hello?
Yeah.
So, my whole data center goes down. That is, there is an earthquake, there is a fire, there is coronavirus, something. But I still want it to be available, my app to be available. AWS helps. Now, what AWS has is what is called as an availability zone. For example, there is a concept called as region where for us, Shankar, it is AWS West 2, okay, EU West 2, okay.
Yeah.
Now the EU West 2 is basically going to be what do you call, like one data center, all right, and within it has 3 availability zones, and they don't tell you where those availability zones are, but they are geographically spread. Okay.
Okay.
So for example, if something happens in London, there might be somewhere it in Manchester. London means it covers a certain geographical area. Okay.
Yeah.
So by launching your database and your web app in 2 different availability zones, if one data center goes down, the other can immediately take over. Okay.
Okay.
So here I am setting up my database in a master and standby mode. Now these standby and master mode are continuously synchronized within a matter of seconds. The web servers are always there, they are stateless anyway. Now, they are both across the load balancer. Okay, right now they go here, both of them, but if one of the data center goes down, the standby immediately comes back. Okay, they know that the standby has fallen. You don't have to tell them this is there. Now this load balancer, if you look at it, it's fault tolerant by default. Fault tolerant usage is possible depending on how you structure your solution. Okay, so where it is marked as 6 mark, it's load balancer, which is fault tolerant by default. Okay, it is fault tolerant. That is how the AWS ensures it. It's AWS responsibility. Behind the scenes, what they do, it's not our concern. Okay, if the load balancer DNS is down, how it is automatically done? No, AWS has to load balancing, all those all. Hello. Okay. All right, Shankar.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
Arvind. Yeah.
Abhi, shall we move on, Abhi? Any doubts?
Yeah,
Please.
yeah.
Okay. So these are all the topics that we'll go in depth and we'll do some projects. We'll build this. Whatever we are talking in this slide, these four things, we'll build them. Okay. And we'll do a lot more. We won't do batch processing, but I think so. Some of the here is basically AWS builds virtual machines per minute. Okay. So for batch processing jobs, I don't have to buy a computer, very expensive, 8 processor, 50 GB RAM, okay, very huge computer for doing my big data job. Okay, I can
Anna,
go
are these like mainframes or what?
yeah mainframes
Back.
or anything. I mean not like I mean yeah basically very huge high computing power, not just mainframes but huge high computing power with 10 or 12 CPUs. Okay, that
Okay.
one don't go about buying the computer. You just run your job and shut it down after. Okay,
Okay.
and AWS builds it per hour, so that's it. And another thing which we'll learn in the next class is AWS offers a auctioning. Okay, that is you can bid for infrastructure and you can say that make it available to me at the cheapest possible time. That is, for example, during the night nobody is using it, so they
Yeah.
say that okay, if you try to like use it, 1 hour bill will be 50% of what you will be doing in the normal usage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Scheduling it for some time.
yeah, so that you can get a good discount on renting infrastructure, not job. I just have to correct it, infrastructure. Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, any clears before we use the benefits of AWS? Okay, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is the font clear? I am just trying to experiment. Is the font very clear or
Oh, yeah, it's visible.
visible? Not visible. Is it clear? No,
Yeah, it's good.
it's good. Okay.
Uh,
So first is innovative and fast-growing platform. Why do we say okay? Let's follow this link. See, if you look at it, every time they are introducing some new services. Like for instance, they are trying to replace entire Docker with their Fargate solution. Storage solution, they have introduced something called as EPS file system. Now they are introducing RDS proxy with Postgre capacity. Every time something new. Apart from it, let us see how many services which AWS has. So MFA code is 994839. This is what I mean by multi-factor authentication. Just let me wait for a couple of seconds. Okay. So if you look at the services, can you see the services, guys?
yeah.
Yeah.
There are services in blockchain. There are services in analytics. Okay. There are services in end user computing. There are services in Internet of Things. There are services in identity, storage, database, migration, media, mobile, machine learning, and so many things that are there in AWS. Okay. But we will be targeting limited set of services where the jobs are. Okay. You understand, right, Shankar? Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is the thing of the benefits of using AWS. Now, it solves very common problems. As I told you, it is easy to like provision a network, provision a DNS service, provision a firewall, and which have required Unix very. I'm not saying that Unix admin skills are not required. Don't tell me that I did, but not to an extent that was expected before. Okay. Now automation, you can completely automate the provisioning of the infrastructure as I told you using Terraform, CloudFormation, and various other tools like uh, Python, Java, Node, and everything. Okay, flexible capacity. This is very important. Suppose that web shop, you can start with 2 instances, and tomorrow you can go up to 100,000 users. So you might require hundreds of instances. You can scale up to those number of instances in a matter of minutes, and you can scale down in a matter of minutes. Okay. Next, reliability. As I told you, many of the services are fault tolerant. By fault tolerant, I mean that those services will never go down. For example, Lambda functions, load balancers. Whereas like RDS, DynamoDB, by careful thought and analysis, we can make them highly available, some downtime. Okay. Global infrastructure. Like for example, Shell Market Hub, which needs to be deployed across, say, Asia, America, Pacific, and this one, you can easily deploy them in matter of seconds. Okay, matter of minutes. If your solution is fully automated using infrastructure as code, you can take from one region to another region. Should be not within a day, you should be able to bring up the entire infrastructure from one region to another, assuming that they are all automated. Okay, assuming that the solution is automated and automated to a very high degree of this one. Okay, that is where the DevOps engineer comes into this one, that he needs to actually say that tomorrow my company might actually move to America, so I should code it in such a way, or I should develop solution in such a way that it should be there in there. Okay, now the benefits of scale. As more AWS services, the prices for services are coming down. Last year itself, there has been 26% drop in storage services. I've been watching that personally. S3 bucket has dropped. EBS and EFS, they have dropped 20%, 26% on the existing price. Reducing time to market. You want to develop a new application, prototype it, send it up. You can do it in no time. Okay. Professional partner, certification body like ISO 27000 and ISO 9001. It meets all professional standards. Okay. Anything, guys? Any doubts on this one? Any doubts on the coverage so far? I think I have like given enough things for you to like be interested in AWS. Is it all right, Shankar? Everything understood so far?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So what's available? 750 hours of usage for a micro instance in a free tier, 20 GB of database storage, including the standby one, and 5 GB of block storage. Just a minute, guys.
Hello, Anna. As I told, I was in the middle of a class, right? Hello, Anna. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a class. Yeah, I'll call you in 2 hours. Okay? Or maybe after that there is a puja. I'll call you after some time. Okay? After 4 hours, maybe. I'll see. Okay? I'll try to call after 2 hours. Okay? All right, baby. Bye. All right. Okay. Next is sorry, guys.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are able to.
Yeah.
So the billing type is roughly, this is important, and when we take each system, we will see it. But in general, they are based on number of hours or minutes. For example, EC2 instances, that is why I say like after you're done with it, shut it down. Instances, machines. Okay? Based on traffic, that is the gigabytes or the number of requests, and based on the storage. Okay, now the storage is very important. Now the traffic is whether the amount of data that is going in and going out, throughput, or it can be the number of users.